Do you want to see what I would do differently if I rebuilt this van or just started from scratch? Well, hop on in because this week we're going to go for a Wild by the Mile rebuild. Hey guys and gals, I'm Liz Bryant, or Wild by the Mile on Instagram, and I first want to start off by saying a big thank you. This YouTube channel, this is only my third episode, and you guys have come out in full force. You're watching my videos, you're subscribing. You guys have to see my surprise birthday present. And this week was a big week. On August 9th, I celebrated my 31st birthday and 1 year in the van. I got a surprise present of a lifetime, something I did not ever see coming.
So here it is. It's on the back of the door. I'll show you. It's right here. There is a dent. This is my birthday present because a woman accidentally backed into me just about an hour ago.
At about 2:30, I was inside a camera store in San Diego, and a woman walked in, and she looks at me and she says, "Do you own the black van in the parking lot?" And she was really kind. I accidentally backed into the van. The first accident in a full year on the van anniversary, which that's kind of coincidental now that I think of it.
So first thing this morning, of course, I go to the collision center.
And the estimate is $1,900 to get the ding fixed. But the funniest part of this story, I will only share on Instagram. Everyone's been messaging me being like, "Oh my God, I'm dying laughing. She is so hilarious." Head on over and follow Wild by the Mile to see what this woman who accidentally ran into the back of my car sent in a text message just a few hours later. So this week's episode is dedicated to, I think, a handful of followers who reached out and said, "Hey, we really want to know what you would do differently if you rebuilt the van or if you just started from scratch." Which I have to admit, some nights and some mornings I lay in bed. This is a half part of my bed. I lay in bed and I look up and I just look around this small space and I kind of nitpick because I am a perfectionist. So I kind of nitpick what I would do differently, what minor changes I would make. And here they are: bed length, the amount of windows, plumbing, what I should have thought about first instead of last during the build, the shower/bathroom, light switches. Oh, you'll definitely want to listen to that one. And most importantly, the most annoying light inside this space. Let's start off with bed length. I'm currently sitting on the sofa, which pulls into a bed at night, and I'm 5'2". My bed is meant for someone less than 6 feet tall, so maybe about 5'11". If I ever want to resell this van to a tall person, or if I want to find a partner, if I want to cozy up next to a tall guy, his feet are going to hang off the bed. And that's probably not very comfortable at night. So the trade-off here is that I have tons of kitchen space, and the kitchen counter allows me ample room to cook, to clean, to do dishes, and to even stand here and actually work on my laptop. This is not an issue for me. This is more of a foreseeable issue. The point is, it's probably a smarter setup to make a longer bed. I'm not quite sure if you can see this, but I'm sweating right now, sweating my ass off because it's 90 degrees in San Diego. So this is an issue that really came to light in the summer months. Well, that's not true. I kind of realized this. I started to realize this in the winter when I was up at Mammoth and Tahoe skiing, but I think it's more uncomfortable in the summer months. My theme is white and lots of light, as you can tell, which I captured, but I would have 3 less windows. So I would scrap the back door windows and ensure I had a backup camera so that I don't run over anyone or don't back into anyone. I would also scrap the sliding door window. One reason is for more insulation. The second reason is because they're actually not necessary. If I want to see out these doors, or if I want more light to come through these doors, then I can just open them. Now I still want a nice cross breeze when turning on my overhead fan, so these are the 2 windows that I would keep. I would keep this ventilating window over the kitchen, which the window just slides to the left. So when I'm cooking, and you don't want that like garlicky smell or the oily smell, or actually you just want the propane to vent so you don't die of carbon monoxide. The other window I would keep is this one right by my bed. That's because it's a T-venting window by C.R. Lawrence. So at night, I open up the vents, I turn on the overhead fan, and there's a nice breeze. Especially like last night, it was hot. Who wants to taste plastic when they drink water from their faucet? Well, I sure don't. That's why I don't drink from my faucet. The tubing that runs from my water tank to my faucet is PVC pipe, an unpleasant taste when you drink water from the faucet. It tastes like plastic. So I like to drink water from the faucet because I don't like wasting plastic buying gallon jugs and refilling those just so I have pure tasting water. The water even runs through a coconut filter and it still tastes like plastic. If you have a better solution for me, I would love to hear it. I guess maybe some water grade piping, or I don't know. You tell me. There's some plumbers out there watching, right? Here's a change I thought about just now when I was refilling my water tank. So this is kind of annoying. I have to stand here in the back of the van, make sure the water pressure is just right, not too high or it will overflow from the funnel. The fix, have some kind of connection on the outside or the back where you just thread the hose onto the connection and the water is able to spit out at full blast. And you can walk away. You don't have to stand back here. Here's something I should have thought about the very first day of building the van instead of the very last day. Yeah, after everything was finished, this is the next thing that I wanted to do. I really want an Illuminess rack and an Illuminess ladder and some solar panels on the roof. So my tip to you, right after you purchase the van, climb on up to the roof and see if you have running tracks or running rails. Then you won't have to rip your ceiling down, rip your overhead cabinets down, or rip your headliner down. So to bolt down the Thule rack on the roof, I had to use riv nuts and the solar panels are glued down. Now to the shower/bathroom. I love this closet. It's actually the very back closet on the left of my van. And I use the toilet every single day. So the toilet sits in there and then the room is actually waterproofed with plastic acrylic. But I've only used the shower 3 times in 1 year. There are ample showers available at the gym, at aquatic centers, community centers, yoga studios. So I really like this room because it's kind of turned into a bulk storage room. I throw my Tempur-Pedic topper for my bed inside there. And I guess I would make the room more of like a place that I could put mountain bikes or road bikes in. So maybe I would have the toilet slide out and then, you know, the mountain bikes be able to be mounted to the side wall. Light switches. These light switches are touch sensor. Never, never, never buy touch sensor light switches. That should be first on your list. They also should be called no need to touch sensor light switches because the light switches turn on randomly even when you don't touch them. The most inconvenient time the lights turn on is when I'm sleeping. I'm in a dead sleep and all of a sudden I wake up because there's a bunch of light shining in my eyes. It doesn't happen every night, nor every week, but when it happens, you want to rip the damn things out of the ceiling. The solution to this is to buy a manual switch slider dimmer. When I fly somewhere and leave the van for a few days, I have to take the fuse out for the lights because I don't want to run the risk of the lights turning on while I'm gone and the battery dying or running very low. And most importantly, the most annoying light in the van. It's this green light right here. This 12-volt USB charger is a godsend. I love it. It charges my phone lightning fast and anything else I plug into the switch. So it's an item that is a must, but I should have either placed it in another location or painted that annoying green light or put tape over it before I installed it. That's actually a relatively easy fix. If I cared enough to fix it, if I wanted to spend the time, I could take out my fridge and take out that plate and maybe put some white tape or white paint over it, but I just haven't done it yet. So if anyone out there wants to help me, come find me. I would do everything else in this van the same. My layout is perfect. I love the amount of storage I have, the way it's set up. Aesthetically pleasing, I love this about my van. When you walk in, you don't see a control center like all these switches and buttons right when you open the door. And you also don't see a bunch of knobs everywhere on the cabinets, which I think makes it a really nice seamless look. I'll show you more next Sunday. Let's go on an in-depth van tour. You have probably seen a van tour on YouTube before on other people's channels, but I'm gonna take you on my own. Message me on Instagram or leave your comments below so I can know what you wanna cover. See you next Sunday, 7 p.m. West Coast time. Thanks for watching.